So this is Tanya Bridge Malone back with another YouTube video. These videos that I have shot that... Hold up. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that was on record. But anyway, the main reason I make these videos, and these longer videos I wish more people would watch, but I can't force people to do anything. Remember, your choices are your choices, not mine. But what I'm saying is, I want to talk about workplace environments, workplace toxic environments. How that a lot of people, where I work at is union. But the thing of it is, a lot of times, you don't see a lot of appreciation. You see a lot of people letting lazy people keep jobs when they don't even need to. Because they are not working. They are just standing around doing what they want to do. But then again, that's what they hire. And I think people were going up telling people how good I've been doing my job and stuff. I've been trying to wipe off and keep the slicers clean in between people because I know that my customers do not want bologna in with their pepper loaf. You know, I try to clean it off, but I don't always spray it off until the end of the night because I don't always have time to do so. And so I tried to wipe it off with a paper towel and get some of that stuff off of there because I know people don't want all that mixed in with another meat. Quite frankly, by law, in OSHA law, you're supposed to spray it down and clean it after every person that you wait on. But there's no way anybody's going to sit there and wait for you to completely wipe it down with solution and disinfect it and everything in between every customer, for you would never get the customer waited on. What I am saying is that in society, we are expected to do things that we don't have time to do. We talk about this time frame. The time frame of the world is not the time frame of Christ. The timing on this earth is not God's timing. God's timing is His perfect aligning and assigning, redesigning. My thing is what I am trying to say is, when I speak truth, and I speak truth from what God guides me to speak, and truth because I have intelligence. I have intelligence. And what I am saying is that this world is such fast paced that some people don't even take the time to smell the coffee. You've heard that, or take the time to smell the roses. Because everything is fast-paced. Because if it was not fast-paced, then we would have more patience to wait. Unfortunately, we don't have patience to wait. A lot of us are just like the customers waiting. The customers we wait on. They don't want to wait. And the thing of it is, many people are trying to get from one destination to another, and there's only so much time in a day. There's never enough time in the day to do everything you want to do. I sit back and I think to myself, yes, I understand the customer wants to get their stuff as quickly as possible. That is the whole thing. But when you only have one person doing it, they can only do so much. And people with their lack of patience is why God says having patience to wait through those times is very great. But we battle this because we battle the body of the flesh. We battle the fleshly body. We battle it because we think everything should be done on our timing, right when we want it. And we complain when it is not done in our time frame, when we think things should be done. Everybody that I see that comes in there is waiting. Okay, if somebody comes to me and says, every time they'll tell me 3 or 4 things they want sliced. I can't remember all that. I can only slice one thing at a time, so don't tell me 4 or 5 things. And that's what I tell them in a nice way. And every customer is like that. I said, I'm not going to remember the next thing you need sliced. I have to focus on one thing at a time, because I'm not going to remember all 3 things or 4 things that you asked me to do. Give me one instruction at a time. I can only focus on one thing at a time. I cannot, because my mind sometimes forgets things, and I don't mean to wish death over my life. That's not what I'm doing. I'm speaking reality. I need time to digest in my mind what is being said to me. I need time to figure it out. And many a times people want you to, they'll come in there, they'll ask for 3 or 4 things at one time. And it's like, I cannot do all this at one time. Just tell me one thing at a time. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to ask you how much you want sliced, because I'm going to forget the first thing you asked me to get. I will get it. But sometimes I have to ask a couple of different times how much they wanted. I don't want to overcut and I don't want to undercut what they asked for pound-wise. And many a times I forget things and I have to ask them. I feel like sometimes people get aggravated with that. I don't know, but I just want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm just saying. It's a fast-paced life on this earth. It really is. Everybody wants everything done on their timing and right now. And it's undecisive. It's undecisive to really think that way, because at the same time, you don't know. You place all the blame on the person who's doing the work, but you don't see what they do because you don't care or appreciate them for what they're doing for you. They are giving you a service. They are spending their money in the corporation which you were working for, but they're not appreciating you. Not always. Because what they don't know is they're not the one back there slicing the meat to see how long it takes to do all this. Because after you slice the meat, you have to get the tag off of it. You have to put it on the bag, put the meat in the bag, and then you have to take the bag. Then you have to put the meat back in the bag and put it back in the case when you go back to take the customer what they asked for. Because if not, then the next customer's having to wait for you to put up the meat that you got out. They are so indecisive when it comes to that. They're not seeing or showing appreciation for that aspect of it because they expect more. People have to open stuff up. If you don't have any patience to wait when you go in the grocery store, then don't fucking go. Quite frankly, excuse my language, but just don't go. If you're not willing to wait on somebody to cut your meat or your pepperoni or to cut your stuff, then why even come to the deli? Why don't you just go to where it is grab and go and grab what you need and go? Common sense, people, goes a long way if you're not willing to wait. A lot of times if you go to a restaurant and it's got a line a mile long, or you go in and you have to wait very long, then you just go somewhere else because you're not willing to wait 2 hours. That I can understand. But to try to say that I have to cut 3 or 4 things at one time, I cannot do. We have one slicer, we have one cheese slicer, we have two slicers. But if I'm the only one back there, then I can only slice one person's order at a time. And if somebody, the person I'm waiting on, is asking for 4 or 5 different things, then I'm going to have to wait on that customer first because they came first. So I have to wait on them first. And so once I get that customer done, then I go to the next one. We're talking about customers who ask for 4 or 5 different things. But we have a grab and go section, but it's not always completely stocked because I'm the only person back there. So then what they do not have in the grab and go, I have to cut for the customer. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it is stressful. Sometimes it is very stressful trying to get all the cleaning done at the end of the night when I'm the only one there to do it. And I try to clean in between customers, but the thing of it is, well, if you clean a slicer up too early and somebody comes in and asks for something, then you have to re-clean it anyway. So what purpose does it do to clean it in between people's services as far as cleaning it down with the solution? It's very crazy. Many people want to ask you for 4 or 5 things. It's like, damn, give me a break. And a lot of times I don't get any air room to breathe in between customers. I wait on one and there may be 7 or 8 of them there and I have to wait on them. I'm the only one in there. And they get aggravated, but I don't have enough help to do any more than what I do. So what they need to do is go complain to the higher up management and say, you all need to have more people back there to wait on people because she cannot do it all. When they start losing customers over it, then maybe they will bring 2 people in the deli to close instead of only 1. When on the 4th of July is coming around, it's going to be 10 times busier because 4th of July is on a Friday and our store is the busiest on Fridays and Sundays. And they should have 2 people in there slicing meat on the 4th of July closing. Would be smart to do. Plan ahead. Make sure that there's somebody extra in there on the 4th of July, for the simple fact that we're going to have double the amount of people because it is a holiday and we're always busy on Fridays anyway. So I would schedule 2 people to close, but they don't do that shit. We'll see what they do when the day comes. But what I am telling you is I have to work the 4th of July, and we're always busy on Fridays, and Sundays is our busiest days of the week. But mark my words, I'll get back to you all when I make a video on Friday to let you know how many people they actually had closing. They need to have 2 people because it's going to be double the busyness because it is a holiday. And quite frankly, I don't know why people want to eat lunch meat on the 4th of July. Why wouldn't you cook out on the grill? People are lazy, quite frankly. But what I am saying is that, yeah, it's really quite daunting inside of this place. It is. It is. But I got a $5 coupon off of something in here, but it does not, you cannot use it for gas or cigarettes, so I will not use it because, I mean, I don't buy anything inside of Kroger's because it is too expensive, but I thank the Lord He gave me a job. Hey, I'm thankful for that. But I'm just saying, the fast pace of this world is like an hourglass that passes by so fast. I've written it in my lyrics, but nobody seems to want to listen to my music. I don't get nowhere enough views on the freestyles that I do. I don't get appreciated for what I do. But it's not for me to be seen, but for Christ to be seen. So anyway, peace, love, and be blessed.